Alrighty, so by the time you guys are watching this, it is definitely not an election year, but he's learning during an election year. Like, it is Trump versus Harris right now. It's a year. So, I decided that for this week in his social studies, we are going to get into what voting is and why it's important. So, for today, what we're going to do is the voter registration form that I made him. It says your full name, where do you live, your birthday is, how old are you, and then it's read the statements below and check mark the ones that are true. They're all true. I'm a U.S. citizen, I currently live in this state, I'm in this school district, and I am at least 5 years of age during this election, and then his signature. We're going to go over what a signature is. Because he definitely does not know what a signature is at 5 years old. But we're going to go over all that, and that's his social studies thing of today. And then we're going to watch a video, which I will leave linked below. So that way, if you guys want to do this with your homeschooling children and stuff during an election year, you can, especially for younger ages. He does look splendid.
If you want some after homeschool, yes, you can have.
Okay.
One chocolate.
I like that idea. I like the idea.
It doesn't cost money. It's free.
Okay. I like the idea of coming to your makeup studio after homeschool. Awesome. So that's going to be what we do today, and then watch a video kind of explaining why voting is important. And I'm like, if I start this now, my hope and goal is that by the time that he is an actual voting adult, and is doing that he will just know, immediately, be an informed voter. Don't go in uninformed. Look into things, understand the things, figure out where you align. And I'm going to teach the importance of voting based off of policy, not party. Especially because that's how I am. I am not affiliated to a party. When I did the political map test, I fell more libertarian than anything else, but I don't align myself to any one party. I don't just vote based off of who they are in. I look at their policies and what they're saying. I read their things that they put out, and I base it off of that. So I want to teach him that through these years. I want to teach both of them that through these years. But yeah, we're going to start with the voter registration. Here, I'm going to show you on this envelope right here. So when I write my name, I write Angie, like that, right? You know how to write.
Wait.
But, hang on. Well, I'm not trying to get you to write my name.
Okay.
So when I write my name, that's what it looks like to write. But there's something, hey, quit. I need you to pay attention to what I'm telling you. But when you sign important papers, there's something called a signature. So when I do a signature, I do that. That's Mommy's signature. I want you to make your own signature. I want you to make
like that?
Yeah, I want you to make your own signature.
Okay.
Awesome. I think that's perfect. And now you have completed your voter registration.
Can I grade?
You cannot grade yourself. No, you can't grade yourself. You are a registered voter for this election, so you get a vote for the president this year. Congratulations, sir. Shake my hand.
Thanks. Well, guys, that's what I was dreaming about. When I was dreaming, I had 2 hourglass.
Wow.
Mom, is the smiling critters coming?
Let's not worry about presents and Christmas right now. Let's worry about what we're doing.
Wait, Christmas?
No, it is Tuesday. In November.
No day do we have past this and then Christmas?
We have to pass the whole month of November still. Like, it is barely November.
Yeah.
You guys are so worried about Christmas, but it is barely November.
Reason make it smaller.
Okay, if you want to make it smaller, that is absolutely okay. I don't mind if you make it smaller. I'm just saying you don't have to. Okay. Now, this is for social studies. So, you're meeting a candidate to vote for president.
Candidate?
A candidate. And today you're going to meet... Ready?
I don't want to do that. I just want to do this and this.
Can you please work with me here? We get to do the fun stuff after you do this.
That is pussy.
I'm letting you sound it out. Ah. Ah. Thanks, Levi. You're not supposed to give him the answers. Ah. Get it a little bit closer. Thank you. Oh. Ah.
What?
Yep, and then give a little space, and then start right here. No.
You make it bigger.
There you go. Ah. Er. Eh. S. Okay. Okay. So, Elias, we've been practicing quite a bit of things, okay? And this is gonna get... I have the hiccups again, dang it. So we've been talking about the president, and we learned all about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and now this is a ballot. You're gonna vote for the president, and it's completely private. Nobody is allowed to tell you who to vote for. You can vote for any of these people. This is Kamala Harris, this is Trump, this is Huber, Oliver, Stein, Terry, West, and Kennedy Jr. My hiccups are terrible right now. And you just fill in one of these little bubbles for whoever you want to vote for. Or you can fill in this one and write in whoever you want to. And it's private, so I won't look at all. You pick whoever you want to vote for. It's entirely your decision.
Done.
Okay, then what you do is you put it in this
Do you know
envelope.
what one I picked?
What? Yeah, you voted for... Okay, and so then we put it in this envelope, and you gotta remember how we were practicing signatures, where it's like your name, but it's like loops and stuff?
Yeah.
Do your signature. Good job. And then put 11. And then put 1. Then put 24.
2.
Good job. That's your ballot. Almost. Now,
What's this?
it's a sticker saying you voted. So, I just wanted to come on here really quick while I had an opportunity because they're playing. Here is his official signature and the date. Very cute. I love that for him. This was his Kamala page in its entirety. And this was his Trump page in its entirety. And yes, we focus mostly on pictures because I didn't want him to try to write everything out and get to a point where he was just like done. Because we're just starting writing for him. Okay, they're done playing, so it's a little less hectic in here. But yeah, all that to say, it was a really good lesson. Like, we learned about who the president is, what his job is supposed to be, or her job, and all of that good stuff. And I feel like we'll revisit the topic a little bit later on in the year, just because it's some of those things that are really important to know. Like I said earlier in the video, I want him to have a very good understanding of, like, how it works and why it's important, why it matters, and all of that. But, obviously, while I know who he voted for off of his little ballot, that is private information, and I want him to understand that it is private information and that nobody is entitled to know who you vote for. Especially because after this past election, because by the time I'm filming this part specifically, yeah, it's been done. Like, the president's been voted for. It's been decided. And people are going to feel how they want to feel about that. And I'm not here to sit here and say, this is how you should feel about it or anything. And ultimately, I'm like, even if my children disagree with me politically, I want them to feel like they can vote for who they want to, that they have the freedom to vote for who they want to, even if we disagree politically. Like, I'm not going to assume that they're bad people. I'm not going to assume that they don't care about me or other members of the family if they vote for somebody differently, if they hold different political beliefs and stuff than I do, as long as they're, like, within reason, right? Like, if my children come up to me and they're like, you know, these really terrible people in history, they weren't so bad, we're gonna have an issue. But, like, just expressing your freedom within America for who you want to vote for, I'm fine with that. And I feel like that is not the world that we live in today. Like, that is not the climate of the political world that we live in today, at least here in America. And so I really wanted to make sure that he understood it's private. Who you vote for is private. Nobody's entitled to that information. You don't need to tell people that you don't want to know who you vote for. And I want to instill that very young, so that way he doesn't, like, feel like he has to people please and say, oh yeah, it's this person, obviously, or anything like that. You know, because ultimately, I feel like so many people on both sides of the aisle, especially with this election, made the other side so demonized to a very unhealthy degree. Like, there was a lot that has been wrong with how politics have been going in this country. There's a lot wrong with how the parties have been handling their discussion of the other party. Like, we should be able to have civil discourse. And ultimately, I want him to know that at the end of the day, we are all still people, and that we vote for who we think is best, looking at it from our lens and our situation and where we are in our lives. We vote for who we think is going to do the best job. And that's all you can do. And you don't need to spread hate and violence and all these other things that I see coming from both sides just over losing an election. And, you know, family that doesn't vote the same way as you do and all of that other stuff. Like, I've seen my own family getting so aggressive towards people that disagree with them. And I have family on both sides. Like, I have Democrats and Republicans in the family. I have very extreme left and very extreme right members of my family. And I've seen them all doing this. Like, just getting so belligerent with their own family and so hateful towards their own family. And I'm just, I'm not okay with that. And I don't want my children to think that that's how you act in the world, because I find it to be a disgusting behavior. So not only was this like a, here we're going to learn some stuff about America and how the process works and stuff, and get you understanding it because you are a citizen of this country, but also just implementing these ideas of these, like, how to have civil discourse in a healthy way, and how to not let it, like, fill you up with hatred for people, because at the end of the day, everybody's still people, and I want them to, you know, like, this is the religious part of me coming out, but I want them to emulate Jesus. I want them to love people. I want them to meet people where they are at and love them the way that we are called to love them. But yeah, that's my rambling. That's my thought on all of this. I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week.